What's going on, NBA fans, Houston Rockets fans, no matter where you are? Welcome to another episode of Rockets Daily, brought to you by FanArch. My name is David Delano here in H-Town to talk about all things Houston Rockets. And honestly, the most important part of this show is you, the viewers, because without you guys, it's not possible, man. I mean, whether it's me on this show, whether it's somebody else, you guys keep it going. This is a place for you guys, even in the comments, to post your thoughts on the Houston Rockets. I read each comment and I love hearing the insight from you guys. So go ahead and subscribe. That way you're notified anytime a video is dropped. You will be notified. And let's go ahead and dive into this one. 14-92 win against the Phoenix Suns, which was a closer than the final score indicated. But one of those games that the Rockets, it felt like the Rockets had control of it throughout, although the Phoenix Suns, through most of the game, were really just a run away. However, every time the Suns really made a run to where they cut it to a couple possessions where it looked like the momentum could really shift, Houston shut that down pretty quick. There were several instances of that late in the second quarter, late in the first quarter, late in the second quarter, late in the third quarter. I mean, the Rockets' defensive pressure, 2-3 zone at times, just all different types of looks that the Rockets gave the Phoenix Suns that made it a very, very tough night for the Phoenix Suns offense. And kept Devin Booker under wraps overall. I'm going to pull up some stats here, but 5 for 13 for 18 points now for Devin Booker. Dillon Brooks, as expected, did go off in this revenge game for him. You could say that shoulder he landed on Steven Adams, which looked like there was some embellishment by the big man there with Adams. And I'll admit, I watched this game a couple times, but I did not watch the post-game conference with Udoka, which I meant to get around to it, so much going on. I didn't see if somebody asked him or not what Udoka said to Dillon Brooks when he went on the court after he hit Steven Adams with that shoulder. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and check that out. Or if any of you guys saw what happened there, feel free to let me know in the comments. Couple things here. Obviously, Kevin Durant not in the lineup. We saw Reed Sheppard. A lot of people have been calling for Reed to be a starter. Didn't have his most effective game shooting the ball for Reed, but playing with Reed out there, Amin Thompson not having to really worry about, not really have to worry about the same. Having another point guard out there, even with Aaron Holiday, Amin Thompson, it really did open up things for him. He had a tremendous game going to the basket and also distributing. 8 assists for Amin Thompson, 7 rebounds, 28 points. He really was the key difference maker. Player of the game by far, plus 25, plus minus to lead the way. Jabari Smith Jr., 17 points, plus 23. Şengün, I mean, he just seemed like a light day for him. Light day for him in the box score with 18 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. But it did seem like the buckets and the assists that Şengün had came at big times in the post. A lot of times when the Suns were making those runs, even a big assist there late in the third quarter, finding Steven Adams under the basket for a wide open layup. They came at big times because that was right around the time, and I'm not looking at the play-by-play here, going off of memory a little bit. I believe the Suns had cut it down to about 4 or 5 points there in the third quarter, and Rockets rolled off, scored on the next couple possessions, got a couple steals. Aaron Holiday got a steal. I mean, the defense was there overall. Reed Sheppard, mentioned he struggled shooting the ball. Had a really nice, clean steal off of Devin Booker there in the first quarter. 13 steals overall for the Rockets, with the Kogi and Reed Shepard both with three. And then we also had a Jabari Smith Jr. picked up a couple steals. Aaron Holiday had a couple steals. Huge game for Aaron Holiday. I thought that the day before, that the Suns would cover the 6.5. They did not. I thought this would be a little bit closer. And the Rockets, at times, I mean, without Kevin Durant out there, the different lineups that we rolled out didn't really on paper seem like lineups of a deep playoff team, but it was a team effort, especially on the defensive end, and that defensive effort went a long way to generate offense. But Rockets still 42% shooting from 3-point range. 13 for 31 overall. It didn't feel like it was the most efficient 3-point game, but if you shoot 42% for the season, you're going to lead the league team wise in 3-point percentage. Suns just 41% from the floor overall, 35% from 3-point range. Dylan Brooks, as mentioned, leading the way with them for 29 points. Everybody who stepped on the floor for the Rockets had a positive plus minus there. The exception is Isaiah Crawford and Jeff Green. Just the last 3 minutes, they didn't have they had a plus minus of 0. But everyone who played 10 minutes or more, with the exception of Clint Capella, who was a -1 in his 13 minutes. Team's been a lot better with Steven Adams on the floor than Clint Capella. That's been kind of the obvious there. But a big game for Aaron Holiday, which was nice to see. Plus 16 over there. 22 points, 6 for 10 shooting from 3-point range for Aaron Holiday. And for a lot of J.D. Davison has been a popular guy in the comments section. It was nice to see J.D. have some key minutes, knock down both of his shots, including a 3, 4 assists, and no turnovers for J.D. Davison. And it was really nice to even see J.D. and Aaron Holiday out there at the same time, and for this team to be able to hold its own against a Phoenix Suns team they've won 8 out of their last 9. They've won 3 in a row. I do think, though, the legs of that back-to-back did start to wear down on them towards the end, as Houston, going away with this big 22-point win. That was definitely closer than the final score indicated. It was a 7-point lead going into the fourth quarter there. So 9-point lead going into the fourth quarter. But it was a much closer game. But overall, still a game that never once it really tipped off when you got to halftime, it didn't feel like the Rockets were going to lose it. So hats off to all the guys for a great effort. Next thing here, just is kind of circulating, popping up everywhere, and I don't really like to get into anybody's personal business or anything like that, but I did mention, when you find out Kevin Durant's going to be out for a couple games for personal reasons, you hope everything's okay. There's always things going on in everybody's life, especially the timing in particular, with interesting timing after not missing a game, and now you got 2 big games on the road, Phoenix Suns and Golden State Warriors, 2 of Kevin Durant's former teams. And there's been reports circulating. He said he doesn't have all the facts, but one of the reporters for the Phoenix Suns, I believe, who made the statement that rumors circulating around that Kevin Durant's become a father for the first time. And congratulations to him if that is the case. But would make sense of why he's missed those why he missed this game against the Suns, and why he is listed to miss tomorrow's game on Wednesday against the Golden State Warriors as well. I saw some people online talking about James Harden and even Jalen Green, as far as guys going into that dad mode, and to see if Kevin Durant will take it up a whole nother notch. But that is just what's circulating around there, word on the street, as far as why Kevin Durant is out. We'll find out, or maybe we will or won't. I know Kevin Durant's a real private person, not to embark or invade, but that is the rumor of why Kevin Durant is out. And then let's dive into some odds here as far as NBA futures And we talked about one thing at the beginning of the season. I mentioned, Udoka with all the expectations for the Rockets, and with so many people expecting the Rockets to be I think 70 wins was probably a little definitely some fanboy talk. It's all good. But with the high expectations, it would be a little bit tough for it would be a little bit tough for Udoka to get Coach of the Year, and that's really reflecting in the odds right now. Udoka right now is 15th, according to ESPN Bet, in the Coach of the Year odds at plus 3,300. Not really reflecting saying that he's the 15th best coach, not at all. But I mean, you look at JB Bickerstaff, number one. I mean, a lot of guys who've had, just situations with lower expectations. You got Eric Spoelstra fourth. Just so it's really a tough, for Ime to be a Coach of the Year. The odds there, just with the expectations being so high, long shot right now for that. When we look also as far as a regular season MVP, nobody really for the Rockets is close. But Şengün, who really wasn't even on the radar before, he was on the radar for us, but not for the odds makers. He actually has more likely odds right now than even Kevin Durant. Still not real likely to happen. We got plus 25,000. So those are still some long odds. I mean, the Joker plus 150. Shea, Luca. Those are really the top three. Not really too close after that. You got Giannis, who's fourth. Got Tyrese Maxey after that. And then even further behind, you got Cade Cunningham, Wemby, Steph Curry, Donovan Mitchell, and Anthony Edwards. And then you got Şengün. But Şengün is going up that list. Definitely going up that list. If you had a future on him online, you may be able to get a little bit more back for it now than you could before. Looking at Defensive Player of the Year, though, right now, Amin Thompson plus 750, which is actually fourth. You got Chet Holmgren, you got Wemby, and you got Evan Mobley ahead of him. Chet, big favorite right now at plus 120. Most Improved Player Award. Right now, man, when you look at Jalen Duran, Josh Giddey, there's a lot of different guys here that names that have come out of the blue unexpectedly. I mean, when you look at Amin right now, I believe it looks like about 11th or 12th best odds. But when you look at the fact that he was first team All NBA defense, I get it. He was already on the radar quite a bit. Really, most likely right now, when we look at all of these different odds as far as somebody taking home one of these awards, it is most likely going to be Amin Thompson in a pretty good position for Defensive Player of the Year at plus 750, at least at the moment. But a lot of basketball left to play. Clutch Player of the Year award. Right now, you've got Kevin Durant is going to be 7th behind Cade Cunningham, behind Shea, Tyrese Maxey, Jokic, Steph Curry, and Anthony Edwards, and he got Kevin Durant at plus 1,600 right after that. So game balls, I'd say for this game have to be Aaron Holiday and Amin Thompson, but Şengün also with a very, very I thought it was an overall strong performance that went beyond the box score. And Steven Adams' impact on this team beyond the box score is also just tremendous night in, night out. When you watch the Rockets, just you look at it on paper. I mean, 16, if you're just looking at the box score, you see 16 minutes. Okay, 6 points, 7 rebounds, no assist. But it seemed Steven Adams, the baskets that he made, the rebounds that he made, just his impact overall was just very, 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 very strong when he was on the court. Clint Capella, I feel like still trying to find his way fitting in on this team, but it's a long way to go, and he's definitely going to be needed for some of these games. This has been this episode of Rockets Daily. Everybody have a great Thanksgiving, but we will have an episode tomorrow on Wednesday to talk about this game against the Golden State Warriors without Kevin Durant. Let me know what's got on you guys' mind with the Houston Rockets. Thanks so much for watching. I'm David Delano. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.